All right, such a rich history with the Kentucky Derby itself and the museum. And what's a Kentucky Derby story without a shot of bourbon, some simple syrup, and muddled mint?
The official cocktail of the Kentucky Derby is, of course, the Old Forester Mint Julep, and master taster Jackie Zykan has not one, not two, but three ways you can enjoy it. Check it out.
Hi there, and welcome to the Old Forester Distillery. We are here in the Atherton room going over, of course, the classic mint julep because it's Derby season and you've got to know how to make a julep, right? If you're hosting at home, this is the way to go. So as the official mint julep of the Kentucky Derby, I'm here to share with you a from scratch recipe, but also a variation that just in case you don't want to put in the work, we've taken it all out for you. So stay tuned on that. But let's go from scratch first, shall we? So we are going to start out with a glass. We're going to use this to muddle and mix and mingle all of our great yummy flavors in. From this, we are going to need to use 8 to 10 different mint leaves. So for your mint leaves, you're going to have to grab those from the bottom of the stem and put them into your glass, and make sure when you're doing this that you're saving the tops. You're going to need those later, but for the garnish, not for the muddling. So I'm just going to grab a couple more sprigs here. I like a lot of mint in my julep, but we always say 8 to 10. The choose is you. You want more, you want less. It's your cocktail. It's up to you. On top of that, you're going to need some sugar. So we've got just a 1-to-1, 1 part sugar to 1 part water, simple syrup. And we're going to use 3/4 of an ounce of that in our cocktail. It sounds a little sweet. I know it sounds like a lot, but this is also going to be a very long drink. It's going to have crushed ice in it, so it's going to be something that's going to last you quite a little bit. You want to make sure that you're not over diluting that drink with all that crushed ice so where it feels kind of watered down. We're going to add our bourbon now. I'm going to be using the Old Forester 86 proof. So 2 ounces of that into our glass with our mint and our sugar. So right in there. You can use any bourbon you'd like. It's just this funny thing happens. It only tastes right if you use Old Forester. Huh, who knew? So give yourself a little muddle. Key to muddling mint in a julep. You're going to want to use a muddler that's flat and doesn't have teeth on it. Reason for this being is that teeth on a muddler can rip up your mint a little too much and make it actually taste kind of bitter. You don't want a bitter julep. You want a sweet, nice bourbony julep, right? So just a little press and turn on that. Voila. So there's no shaking going on. There's not going to be any stirring going on. I already have my glass packed with crushed ice. I'm going to show you a little trick. It's a campfire swizzle. So you've got a strainer, julep strainer. Who knew? Pour that right into your ice. And you're saying, Jackie, well, that's definitely not enough liquid. Look, it only came up halfway through the glass. Sure. But you're going to take a bar spoon, insert that into your glass, and then roll it between your hands like you're building a campfire. See? So that mixing and mingling is going to melt your ice all the way through. And what you end up with is a nice, perfectly diluted julep. You're going to add some ice on top of this, right? So we're going to grab that strainer. I'm going to give a little scoop here. And if you ever had an idea of maybe you wanted to have a non-alcoholic version of this, we actually have recipes for that on Old Forester as well. You can make them in julep, not using bourbon, but instead using iced tea, or any sort of decaffeinated tea is great as well if you're serving it to kids. So there's also this really great peppermint herbal tea that they sell out there. Sweeten that up, put it on crushed ice, give it some mint. You've got a non-alcoholic julep. So most important part of this drink at this phase, it's going to be that garnish. So we save these sprigs of mint, and that's great, but you're going to have to open them up. They smell a little minty, but I'm going to have you go ahead and smack those on the back of your hand and then insert them into the glass, because that breaks open the oil so that that mint is so much fresher and brighter right in your face every time you go in for a sip. Cheers and happy Derby. But what if you don't want to do the mess? What if you don't want to muddle and do all of the mayhem? This is super, super easy. Old Forester actually has a julep in a bottle already ready to go for you. So if you go down to the track and you get a julep, that's actually the product that you get. This is Old Forester mint oil and sugar. It's literally a bottled julep. You can find it at your local retailer, or you can come down to the Old Forester Distillery, of course, and we sell it through the gift shop here. But cheers, drink responsibly, and enjoy your Derby this year.